Let's stay with branding, should we? Ralph Lauren is stepping down as head of the iconic fashion brand he founded nearly half a century ago. 75-year-old will be succeeded by Stefan Larsson, who's currently the president of Gap's budget chain Old Navy. Lizzi Zita is a fashion journalist at Stylist. She is joining us now. What impact might this have, and why has he decided to do it now, do you think, Lizzi? Thanks for joining us.
Oh, hi, good to be here. Well, basically his shares have been sliding for a while. The end of last year they were down 10%, and he's been struggling a bit because the American dollar is very strong, and that makes all of his products abroad very expensive. So therefore, personally I think it's a good decision that he's taken on Larsson, because Larsson's got a great track record. He did wonderful things at Gap, he did wonderful things and really boosted their sales, and prior to that he was at H&M and also was very strong there. But if you're thinking about H&M, if you're thinking about Old Navy, if you're thinking about Gap, you don't necessarily think about Ralph Lauren, do you? No, but business is business, and if you're not selling frocks, your business is nowhere. So if his shares are sliding, Ralph Lauren, the company, the brand, has to do something about it. I don't necessarily think it will harm the brand. The brand is iconic and absolutely gorgeous and very powerful, and I don't necessarily think it will do any harm at all. In fact, the opposite.
He's still going to be involved, isn't he?
He is. Larsson will, from my understanding is, Larsson will report to him and Ralph Lauren will remain in the role of creative director. So he will still oversee the ship. He will still have the creative vision in mind, and he has said that he believes that Larsson is very talented and he has what it takes to bring Ralph Lauren to the next stage. And the guy's been at it 50 years. He knows what he's doing.
As far as British consumers are concerned, given that we're in a sort of period of austerity and have been for several years now, do people still spend the money on those big ticket items when they can go to Primark or go to Marks and Spencer's or go to Next instead?
Well, speaking from a very personal point of view, I think that if you spend over a certain amount of money, you will have that coat in 5 years' time. Whereas, not being rude to any of our wonderful high street brands, they don't necessarily have the long life in them. At the end of the day, cheap is not necessarily the best quality and the best value in the long run.
Okay. And as far as Ralph Lauren is concerned, he has decided to step back. Might there be others that are looking at what is happening with his business and think, oh, we may well do the same?
Well, I think there's been a trend for it, so to speak, because look, Yox merged with Net-a-Porter recently. Yox is considered like a discount label. It's very successful, and Net-a-Porter is up here, but it's the similar kind of thing in terms of, Yox brings different, the CEO will bring different strengths to that group.
Okay. And there he is, Ralph Lauren, as you were saying, set it up when he was, what, in his mid-20s?
He did, with his brother, selling ties. Selling ties.
See, a fact that you didn't know, and if you hadn't been watching this afternoon, you would not have known that that's how he started his business.
He did indeed.
That's great. Did you know that Marks and Spencer started in Wigan?
I did.
Oh. Thanks. Good to see you. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Right, I bet you didn't know. We'll see you in a second.